Once upon a time, in a bustling Indian village, lived a man named Rajesh. Rajesh wasn't lazy, but he always seemed dogged by bad fortune. A hailstorm would flatten his crops just as they neared harvest. A promising deal would collapse at the last minute. It felt like the universe was against him. He craved the successes others seemed to stumble into effortlessly. Walking dejectedly one day, Rajesh noticed a woman meditating beneath a sprawling banyan tree. Her shaved head and simple robes marked her as a monk, a rare sight in his village. He'd heard whispers of traveling disciples of Gautam Buddha, and curiosity won out over his usual gloom. "Excuse me," Rajesh offered hesitantly. "Might I ask, why do some people seem blessed by fortune, while others like myself stumble from one hardship to the next?" The monk opened her eyes, a warm smile on her face. "Ah, the age-old question of luck. I am Priya, and I have pondered this myself. Come, sit, and let us speak of it." Intrigued, Rajesh settled beside her. Priya continued, "Many believe luck is some blessing sprinkled unequally by the heavens. But tell me, what does a farmer do when his crops are poor?" "He works harder, tills the soil, looks for better seeds," Rajesh replied, confused. "Exactly." Priya's eyes sparkled. "And when a hunter seeks prey and the first forest is empty, does he give up or search elsewhere?" "He keeps searching." Rajesh realized where this was going. Priya nodded. "And so it is with what we call luck. Gautam Buddha taught that the universe is vast and mysterious, yes, but fortune favors action. We cannot control all that befalls us, but we can control our response. Think not of luck as a gift, but as a garden. What will you plant?" Rajesh pondered this deeply. He'd been waiting for the universe to hand him something, not realizing he already held the seeds. "You speak of good habits, working hard, even when it is difficult." "Indeed," affirmed Priya, "and crucially, a positive mindset. If you search for prey while convinced it doesn't exist, you will overlook signs. Beliefs shape what we see. Those who expect good fortune are more likely to spot it, even amidst hardship." Rajesh saw a flicker of truth in this. It mirrored how some villagers always complained, while others seemed to find hidden joys. But does that really change anything? Priya smiled gently. "Tell me, did Gautam Buddha become enlightened by wishing, or by years of seeking?" Rajesh laughed. "By seeking, of course. And that," Priya summed up, "is the science of luck. It is not a magical force, but the natural consequence of our choices. Those who sow seeds of discipline, of optimism, of constant learning, they create fertile ground for opportunity to take root." These words sank deep. Rajesh thanked Priya and headed home, not with instant hope, but a curious stirring. What if his luck was simply not yet planted? From that day, he began small. He rose earlier, meditated as Priya had shown him, and attacked his work with renewed focus. It wasn't easy. Old habits of self-pity lingered. But now there was a counter-voice, reminding him of Priya's words. When a sudden price drop threatened his business, instead of cursing his fate, he sought out new markets and ways to adapt. It was slow, but a shift began. Solutions he'd have overlooked before seemed to present themselves. A chance encounter at a festival led to a partnership that bolstered his business. What seemed like lucky breaks started with a pattern. They followed focused effort. One day, a feeling of wonder washed over Rajesh. Could this be it? Success wasn't the absence of problems, but the way he handled them. He thought of his meeting with Priya, realizing he was now living the story she had told him. He became a pillar of his community. People sought Rajesh not just for his business acumen, but for the air of quiet optimism he carried. When a devastating drought struck the region, most despaired. But Rajesh, remembering Priya's words about seeking new forests, led villagers in digging irrigation channels and changing their crop patterns. Hardship remained, but their resilience in the face of it was a new kind of fortune. As years deepened into decades, Rajesh looked back on his life. He saw the fruits of his labor and the greater fruit of his transformed spirit. True, some were born to greater privilege. But luck wasn't about what you were given, it was about what you did with it. And as he lay on his deathbed, surrounded by loved ones, Rajesh smiled, echoing Gautam Buddha's wisdom through the voice of Priya. Luck is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. In his journey from the dejected young man under the banyan tree to the revered elder, he had proven those words true.